The problem with an acting career is that you can stumble around in the dark for years and still not be any further than when you started. Today, I'm going to show you a way to fix that. It's targeted, it's intentional, and you'll get paid while it happens. Hey, I'm Anne, and I rebuilt my acting career as a 47-year-old American woman living in Munich, Germany, with no current showreel material, no contacts, and frankly, no clue, using the exact same method I'm going to talk about today. I've since gone on to work for studios like Netflix, A24, and Hallmark, and that is what this whole video is all about. So to make this work for you, the first thing that you need to do is shed a little light on what's keeping you stuck. Once you can see that, you can see where you need to go. And that's why I built the Side Door Challenge. The link is in the description below. Okay, I used to be a working actor in Chicago before moving to Munich. I even had my health insurance paid for through SAG. But if I'm being really honest with myself, it wasn't because I was so savvy or strategic. Frankly, I got lucky. I happened to get a few of the right breaks at the right time, and I was ready for them. But I knew I couldn't rely on luck this time around. The old advice, right, of like, get your headshots done, keep taking classes, submit to every breakdown, go do the rounds, wait for someone to notice you. Yeah. I was almost 50. I didn't have time for that to work. The problem with that advice is it's not entirely wrong. It's just not actually helpful either. You can do all of that and still watch years tick by without any noticeable difference in the kinds of auditions you get or the jobs that you book. I didn't have that kind of time to waste. Did I say that? Besides, it puts you on like this hamster wheel. Try harder, better headshots, more classes, more submissions, better agent, all for the tiny dopamine hit of an email response from a casting director, or maybe a callback that comes just often enough to keep your hopes alive. You know, frankly, in any other context, we would call this a toxic relationship. We need to flip the power dynamic. Because if effort was all it took, then 98% of actors out there really trying would also be really working. So it's not about working harder. It's about what kind of work that you're doing. Nobody was going to discover me or reward me for all the hard work that I was putting into it. If I wanted to become a working actor again, I needed to do it myself instead of waiting for an agent or a casting director to just hand me an opportunity. That's just a glorified lottery. No thanks. The problem for me was twofold. Either the people who cast didn't know me, or they didn't know what I was capable of. And those were two things that I could change. So I flipped it. Instead of trying to get into their rooms, I built my own. I brought the people I wanted to work with to me by organizing events that were valuable to both of us. I got real training, real relationships, and I got paid to do it. And they got something valuable for them out of it as well. And I'm not the only one. Ingrid, one of my students in Estonia, organized 3 casting director workshops in 4 months. These aren't showcases where you just pay to be looked at for 5 minutes and, hope for the best. These are workshops where casting directors came to her room, her city, and they taught. Some of them liked it so much that they came back more than once. And the whole time, they're planning this thing together, Ingrid and the casting directors. She's not some needy actor trying to get noticed. She's a collaborator. And that's where the real relationships get built. Not in the showcase, not in the lobby. It's in the planning, human to human. She now has deeper relationships with those CDs than any other actor in her market, and she's still got to perform for them just like everybody else. But she got her world-class training for free, and she earned almost 10,000 euros doing it. Better relationships, free training, and almost 10K earned doing what she used to pay to do. Need I say more? Fine, I will. Anna wanted to get into stunt work, so she organized 4 workshops with stunt coordinators in 6 months. Every single one of those coordinators is also head of their department, which means they're the ones hiring the stunt performers. Now they know her by name. They know what she's capable of. Anna thought, I'd love to get into stunt work. And then she built the skills and the connections without spending a cent to make it happen. And she earned about €1,000 doing it. So Ingrid shows you a best case scenario and Anna the worst case. In other words, there's no bad math, no bad outcomes. At the very least, you always walk away with skills and connections. And at best, you quit that crappy side job you hate. Ingrid and Anna both started with the side door challenge, by the way. You'll find the link to that in the description. So, how do you actually do this? And what happens when even an Emmy nomination can't get your emails returned? I want to talk you through it using another student story. Meet Meg Messmer. So Meg, she's an Emmy-nominated showrunner and an actor who moved to Sweden with her husband and kids. You might think with her cred that the industry was ready to lay out a red carpet for her, but you'd be wrong. She was reaching out to producers about a show she wanted to pitch and basically getting her emails ignored. An Emmy nomination, and none of that was opening doors in this new market. That's beyond frustrating, and Meg was kind of at her wit's end. She knew she had to try something different, which is why she joined me for my last round of the Side Door Challenge. Now, we originally thought that she should create workshops that bring producers from companies she wants to work for to teach her and other screenwriters how to pitch their shows. This would let her get inside their heads, find out what they like and what they don't like, and pitch her show while she was learning. But meanwhile, this whole other thing has been happening in our industry. Microdramas, verticals, whatever you want to call them. And Meg found a way to combine what she needed with a side door that is temporarily propped wide open. Here's the thing about microdramas, though. They have a different structure, different pacing. They're even acted differently. And look, Meg, she's obviously an accomplished screenwriter. I mean, duh, Emmy nomination. But that doesn't mean that she knows how to write a microdrama. So she's naturally got questions, lots of them. How do I write this thing? How do I produce it? And how do I act in it? Because, yeah, that's kind of the whole point. And then, how do I sell it? Because no one wants to be acting in a black box. But here's the thing. Every one of those questions is a chance to build a relationship with someone who can actually crack another side door for you and learn a new skill and get paid for it. Meg wanted it all, and she wanted it all fast. So she built a virtual 2-day intensive and put all 4 people who could change her career into one room. For the writing, she's bringing in Will Buckingham, a screenwriter who's written for TV, movies, for Lifetime, Hallmark, Amazon Prime, and is now writing microdramas. Okay, so now she's going to learn how to write it. But then how does she get this thing produced? Well, that's Brett Newton. He's an executive producer who's produced 42 vertical series with over 1 billion views. 1 billion. I did not stutter. And then there's Gerhard Meyer, who co-runs Germany's first serial storytelling festival. And he's breaking down how TikTok and Instagram are now actively buying microdramas. And then there's Alicia Reed, an actor and producer with over 400 million views in this format, who co-produced the first Canadian real short original. And by the way, if you're seeing this on April 8th, the workshop hasn't even happened yet. It's happening this weekend. But Meg has already built relationships with all 4 of them and made a profit. Her training won't cost her a thing. And if you want to know how this all turns out for Meg, well, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be interviewing her when the dust settles to hear all the details. Now, I just did something really tricky. I taught you my sick factor framework without even mentioning it once. But if you want to be able to do what Meg and Ingrid and Anna did, you need to understand it. So let me walk you through it real quick. I call it the SICK factor. And the SICK factor is an acronym that stands for skills, industry proof, connections, and knowledge. Those are the 4 things that move your career or keep it stuck. And when they're out of whack, your career is going to feel like it's ailing. Meg needed skills in vertical drama screenwriting. She needed knowledge about how this whole format works and connections in a brand new market. The only thing left is industry proof, and she'll get that when she converts her Emmy-nominated script into a script for vertical dramas. So, if you want to make this work for yourself, you have to do what my curators did. First, figure out what you need, then figure out who and what will get it for you fastest. It's work, sure, but it's intentional, strategic work that pays for itself. And it keeps you from stumbling around in the dark, wondering why you can't find a way in. I call it the Curator Method. You stop being the actor who's waiting to be let in the room, and you become the person who built the room in the first place. Curating an acting career is something that takes thought and care. A lot like planting a garden. I figured this out piece by piece over a decade. I know it sounds too good to be true because so many good things can happen in a short time. And I'm not promising that this is all going to happen for you overnight, because even with shortcuts, you still have to be patient with the rest of the journey. Just not the stumbling around in the dark kind of patience that's actually kind of crazy. Ingrid planted her seeds and earned $10K. Anna planted hers and built a whole new career path. Meg planted hers and condensed months into a weekend. The tree bears fruit. How fast? Depends on you. The Side Door Challenge is where Meg, Ingrid, and Anna all got started. And if you want to find out where your side door is, you'll find the link in the description. Let me know in the comments which SICK factor you think you have. And YouTube, by the way, thinks that you are going to love this next video. Until next time, you stay your bold and beautiful self. Bye-bye.